Back at Minuteman High School in Lexington, Mass. for Game 2 of the 2024 Intercity League semifinals. Blue Sox baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Sam Feely here with you as the Blue Sox, with a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 series, now visit the Middlesex Expos for Game 2 here at Minuteman. And still not yet an Intercity League playoff game played between these two teams at LHS, but here at Minuteman, the Blue Sox, where they won 3-2 in their penultimate game of the regular season and beat the Expos last Thursday, will try to take a commanding 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 semifinals. A late lineup change to the Blue Sox lineup that we will let you know about in just a second, but it'll be Matt Donovan getting the start on the mound for the Middlesex Expos, and he will face Jake McElroy in right, Ben Leonard as the designated hitter, Jeff Costello as the extra hitter, Ryan Grace at first, Anderson Jimenez at third, Nick Anderson in center. That's an interesting shuffle. Anderson being moved down to the sixth spot. Charlie Walsh at short, Dom Gabardi in left, Dylan Walsh at second, Max Dushny behind the plate. Ryan O'Rourke pitching. First pitch from Donovan at 7:08 is in there for a strike, and we are underway. Here are Matt Donovan's numbers in the regular season. 1-0 in 3 games and 11 innings pitched. This is a fly ball into right center field that is hauled in on the run by Adelson Taveras, and 1 up, 1 down to begin the ball game for Matt Donovan. 15 strikeouts in 11 innings, a 1.91 ERA, and a sub-1 whip. So 1 down as McElroy flies out to center. And here is Ben Leonard, who scored the winning run on the walk-off single by Dylan Walsh in the scored the winning run last time, the bottom of the 8th, as that'll be fouled off. For a strike. Leonard in the designated hitter was the extra hitter in the original lineup, but a late scratch of Julian Alvarez puts Jeff Costello in the 3 spot, and he is on deck. 2-1 is the count to Ben Leonard. Donovan winds and delivers a check swing, appeal, and he did go around, certainly looked that way, and there's the confirmation from the third base umpire, and the count is now even at 2 to Ben Leonard. Costello getting his first start of this postseason. Late addition to the lineup after the scratch of Jules. Donovan with the wind and the pitch. Down low, and the count will fill at 3-2. Donovan, last pitch on July 22nd against the Brighton Black Sox, and went 2 innings. This is lined over the third baseman's head down the left field line into the corner, trying to dive to stop it. Is the left fielder Paulino unsuccessful, and Leonard is on his way to second. A wide turn, but he'll go back there with a double. Great piece, a 3-2 hitting with 1 out to get into scoring position for Ben Leonard. Donovan, his only win came against the McKay Club Beacons on July 12th. 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, with 3 walks and 9 Ks. Here is Costello. Former ICL batting champ, Northeastern, BB&N, and LHS standout takes strike 1. Costello was 0 for 1 in his only plate appearance last night with a strikeout against Dan Shaw, who pitched all 7 2/3 innings that he could, but ended up taking the L. And Donovan, hoping to pull the Expos even in this series, is now ahead of Costello, 0-2. And we'll have to wait on the next pitch as Leonard is going to scamper back to second base. Now the 0-2, it'll be a chopper to the right side, at least get the runner over to third, and stepping on the bag there is Moynihan for the second out of the inning. Again, to third goes Leonard, but now 2 down for Ryan Grace. Blue Sox last night in that game at East Boston Stadium, winning their first game played at Eastie in 14 years. First game since July 6, 2010. As that is down low for ball one. The home of the East Boston and then Testacourt Bombers in the Intercity League for several years. But even though the Bombers still played in the ICL for a couple more years after that, didn't play any home games at Eastie in the last couple of years in the league. That'll be fouled off for strike one. 1-1. This now makes the fifth different park that the Blue Sox and Expos have played a playoff game against each other, and still none of them have been Lexington High. 1-1 the count to Grace. Just missed outside, and it'll be 2-1. Grace 3 for 6 in the regular season with a home run and 3 RBIs, was 0 for 2 last night. And that misses just down low. And the count will be 3-1 with Anderson Jimenez due up next. Both semifinal game ones last night resulting in shutouts. Here's a foul ball into the corner, and that'll go out of play. And that will fill the count at 3-2. The Chiefs beating the Americans in game one last night 4-0. And the Blue Sox winning 1-0 on the walk-off base hit, not by Dylan Walsh, my mistake, but Max Dushny after Leonard reached on an error. The only error of the ball game. Here's a pop-up into the Bermuda Triangle down the left field line, and it is caught for the out. That retires the side. That was a long way to go. I believe it was Castro who hauled that one in eventually down the line, but side is retired, and nothing comes of the one-out double for Ben Leonard, and we are through half an inning with the Blue Sox nothing and the Expos coming up, and I realize I got to flip around the score bug, so bear with me while I open Photoshop and work on that, and in the meantime, we'll tell you the starting lineup for the Middlesex Expos. It'll be Ryan Petroni at short, followed by Edelson Taveras in center, John Batista in right, Leon Paulino in left, Adam Sangerberg behind the plate, Ryan Cloutier is the DH man, Castro is at third, Jose Paulino is the extra hitter, Sean Moynihan is at first, and Michael Oliveira rounds out the lineup at second base. We mentioned Matt Donovan getting the start on the mound for the Expos, getting the start on the mound for the Blue Sox. The veteran, former major leaguer, friend of the program, and hater of the song, Soy un Bad Boy, John's hater of John Carlos Ramirez's favorite song, Ryan O'Rourke. As we fix the score bug and just get the teams in the proper position here, we'll show you Ryan's numbers on the season. Wrong one. Oh, my goodness. I actually didn't update that one. Well, we'll tell you his numbers anyways. We made do with all audio last night. Why not a little more right now? Just add a little bit at a time here as we get down to the make our way to through the ICL playoffs. It's been a long couple of weeks for me, folks, aside from this. But anyways, O'Rourke, 6 appearances in the regular season, 1-0 with 2 saves and a .280 ERA in 10 innings, allowed 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 of which earned, walked 2, and struck out 22, surrendered 1 home run, and hit 1 batter. So we can, well, you saw what I was doing. You saw what I was trying to do with the update on the score bug. But here is Ryan Petroni to lead things off in the bottom of the first. O'Rourke got the save against the Expos. Actually pitched in both games against the Expos this season. Got the save on August 1st. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts, in fact. And then in the 9-inning scoreless tie on June 3rd, as Petroni pops this one up on the right side of the infield. Lights aren't on yet, but it is caught by Dylan Walsh for out number 1. In the 9-inning scoreless tie, O'Rourke went 1 inning and allowed no runs, no hits, or walks, but struck out 2. So 1 up, 1 down. Petroni pops up to second. And here's Adelson Taveras, the center fielder. Lefty against lefty, but remember, a bulk of the power hitters for the Expos are right-handers. And we'll see if they can take advantage against O'Rourke. There's a good fastball in there for strike 1. Count is 0-1 to Rhino. And I realize I didn't even start the Who You Got poll. Down away. Catches the inside corner against the lefty Taveras. And the count will be 1-2. Fouled off the other way, late on the fastball. Count will remain 1-2. Just missed outside. Count will even at 2, and sure if O'Rourke didn't get that got that call where Donovan didn't last inning, there might be some issues in the Expos dugout, but Taveras is rung up anyway here for out number 2. First strikeout for O'Rourke, and here's John Batista. Can't make any requests when there aren't any speakers to begin with, John. Missed for ball 1. And that one's high, and Batista ahead of O'Rourke, 2-0. There, it's accurate. Here's a grounder to third. Fair ball, Jimenez. A scoop at first, not in time. Grace tried to sell it by heading over to the dugout, but Batista looking like he's trying to make a late tryout for the 100-meter dash in the Olympics there, almost going on to Minuteman's, going on to 95. He keeps running that way, but anyways, infield single for Batista to keep the line moving. He kept moving up the line, that's for sure. Here's Paulino. Another left-on-left matchup here for O'Rourke. After the infield single by Batista, we'll see if this will fare any better for Rhino, but that's going to be fouled off for strike 1. So Paulino going to start in left field. Behind 0-1, first 2 retired, and Batista keeps the inning alive with an infield single. He was neutralized last night, as were the offenses really entirely. The only run of the game, the walk-off RBI for Dushney, bringing home Leonard. Remember, Leonard reached on here, so that was an unearned run on Shaw. Went between the second baseman's wickets, and that was the end of that. This will be a grounder foul, and Brandon Anderson able to handle the hot shot over there in the first base coach's box. Count remains 0-2 to Paulino. And a swing and a miss and a pitch down and away for strike 3, and that retires the side. 2 Ks in the inning for O'Rourke, and both teams get a hit, but leave a runner in the first inning through 1, still scoreless. Top of the second, it'll be Jimenez, Anderson, and Walsh. Charlie, that is. Due up for the Blue Sox against Matt Donovan. Swing at the first pitch is Jimenez into shallow right and caught by Oliveira for out number 1. So one pitch, one up, one down for the Blue Sox. Here is Nick Anderson, team's best hitter all year, but in a bit of a slump lately. Anderson went 0 for 3 with the hat trick last night. Takes low for ball 1. And gone 0 for 3 against the Expos on August 1st as well with the hat trick, because that's in there for a strike. And the count will be 1-1. That is low for a ball, and the count will be 2-1. As you can see, Nick had very good numbers during the regular season. Hey, wow, the lights came on quick, jeez. Nothing subtle about those coming on. 2-2, and we'll see if maybe that'll help the hitters a little bit. Full count now to Anderson. You take away the Expos games in the last two. He actually has had 5 hits in his last 4 games, and now he picks up a walk. So maybe lineup shuffle will pay dividends here. Again, 0 for 3 against the Expos. Out of the 3 slot last Thursday, and 0 for 3 last night, but his first plate appearance tonight picks up a walk. So, again, see if that pays off for the Blue Sox here with the lineup shuffle. Again, the only notable shuffle with Alvarez was going to be the 3-hitter in this one, but a late scratch in favor of Costello. It'll be ball 1 to Charlie Walsh. Charlie getting the start at short tonight. Throw back to first. Anderson back safely. 5 hits in his last 4 games against teams other than the Expos. Did go 1 for 4 against the Expos in the season opener, though. 1-1 is a count to Charlie after that swing and miss. Six RBIs in those 5 games, 4 games as well. Off the end, the bat into left field, and that will be caught for out number 2. Paulino hauls that one in, 2 down. It'll be up to Dom Gabardi to try and keep the inning alive. Gabardi, the left fielder. Dom was 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout last night. Hit and run is on. Fly ball into right field, but caught for the out. That retires the side, and the Blue Sox cannot capitalize on the 1-out base runner for the 2nd consecutive inning. Bucket a half in the books, still no score.
Guys sitting down, pitcher and catch, that's it. Hey guys, let's go, let's go, let's go. Wake up, let's go.
Fly ball into right center field. Long run, diving! Do you get it? We're waiting for a signal. There is the out signal. Wow. Laying out to haul that one in for the first out of the inning. Fly ball the other way. Somehow, someway, Jake McElroy robs Aiden Sangenberger of extra bases to lead off the bottom of the second. Well, clearly my last remaining brain cell is not winning this one, but one up, one down. Sangenberger retired, and Cloutier comes up empty for strike one. Fouled off of Cloutier in the box. It'll be 0-2. Phenomenal defensive play out there and right by Jake McElroy after Sangenberger only had 9 at-bats in the regular season. Did go 3 for 9 with a double. And strike 3 called. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Ryan Cloutier. So 2 up, 2 down now to begin the bottom of the second. Batista was able to prolong the first with a 2-out single. Will Manny Castro have similar success? I want to note, though, that Sangenberger hasn't played since July 24th against the Boston Padres, and 2 of his 3 hits on the year came in that game. Hey, Ed Neal, how you doing? Count is 0-1 to Manny Castro. Expos third baseman fouls that one off, and he is behind 0-2. Well, if you like offense, you might want to change the channel, folks. This is emblematic of all 3 games these two teams have played against each other this year. Remember the 9-inning scoreless tie at the beginning of the year off the end of the back, grounder to second, swallowed up there, and on to first for a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan O'Rourke and the Blue Sox, scoreless through 2. We didn't get a run last night until it was the only run in the bottom of the 8th. Nothing on June 3rd, and only 3-2 was the final last Thursday. Are we in for more of the same, or are the pitchers going to continue to dominate, or will the bats wake up? We'll find out, hopefully, as this game rolls along. We go to the top of the third, and a swing and a miss by Dylan Walsh. Walsh, Dushney, and McElroy due up here in the top of the third. If anyone gets on, Ben Leonard. Donovan delivers. Line drive the other way and through for a base hit. First time tonight that either side has gotten the leadoff man on. So with the leadoff man on and the number 10 hitter coming to the plate, seems like an obvious sack situation, but of course Dushney had the game-winning RBI last night. Way too early for that right now. Where is it? We'll see. Well, the way the pitching has been between these two teams this year, 1 run might be enough. Check on Walsh right now, and he is back safely. Dush squares, pops it up. Oh, and throw back to first. Got him. Double play. Wow. Oh, man, I don't know. Walsh was in no man's land there with that pop-up. I thought he might have slid back, got a fingertip on the bag in time, but alas, it is a 1-3 double play, and there are 2 down. No argument from Rick DeAngelis, and the lineup turns over for McElroy, who takes ball 1. So much for the Blue Sox getting the leadoff man aboard, and now we'll try to start it with 2. 1-1 the count. To McElroy, flew out to center to begin the ball game. Swing and a miss. 1-2 is the count. Outside, 2-2. After heartbreaking pop-up double play like that, we're just trying to get the runner into scoring position. Least he can do here is McElroy's trying to grind out an at-bat, and he has gotten it to 3-2 now. Don't let him have anything easy. Payoff pitch upcoming. And here it is. Way down, away for ball 4. So McElroy draws the walk, second walk drawn by the Blue Sox tonight, and they get a runner back aboard with 2 down, and here is Leonard. Outside for a ball 1 to Leonard, who has the only extra base hit of this ball game so far, a double with 1 out in the first. No runs. And time granted here is because we had a ball from the cage go out into the field, and we'll pick it up and resume play. Yeah, no runs and 2 hits. 2 left for the Blue Sox so far. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. And no runs and 1 hit and 1 left for the Expos to this point. Throw back to first, and back safely is McElroy. Two and 1. That's on the outside edge for strike 2, 2-2. So after the double play, a failed sac bunt turning into a double play, McElroy able to keep it alive with a walk, but Leonard facing in a 2-2 right now. It's a full count, so gentlemen, start your engines. McElroy will be off with this next pitch. Donovan comes set. And here's the payoff as the runner goes, and it's grounded to short. The only play will be to first, and it is in time for the out. That retires the side. Blue Sox leave 1 after 1 hit, And we are still scoreless through 2.5. Paulino, Moynihan, and Oliveira to lead things off against O'Rourke here in the bottom of the third, and that'll be strike one to Jose Paulino. Be downstairs for a ball to even the count. O'Rourke with 3 strikeouts so far, 2 looking and 1 swinging. Jose Paulino, the extra hitter. And that is upstairs for ball 2. I mentioned last night how Luis Cespedes, who got the win in the wild card game against the Sabres, and Dan Shaw, who took the loss pitching the whole way last night, have thrown more than half of the Expos innings this year combined, and nobody else for the Expos has thrown more than, 12 and a third innings, I think is what I said, as that is swung on and missed for strike 3. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the third. 4th strikeout now for O'Rourke. And here's Sean Moynihan, the first baseman. Donovan's pitched the 4th most this year for the Expos at 11. 1-0 is the count to Moynihan, the Expos first baseman. And that'll be down and in, 2-0. Can't toy around with the hitters at the bottom of the lineup, of course, and get burnt in the end. Up and away, 3-0, and Draper had trouble with the 9 and 10 hitters last night. Rincon and Oliveira for the Expos. Well, O'Rourke having a little bit of trouble here as well. And a 4-pitch walk to the number 9 hitter. So Moynihan is aboard with the first walk of the ball game for the Expos. Already 1 out in the inning. That reduces the likelihood of Oliveira bunting, but you never know, especially when runs are going to be at a premium in this series. Got to take the chance where he can, but don't have to take a chance there. That is down and in for ball 1. 5 straight balls now thrown by Ryan O'Rourke. Now, as for the Blue Sox, 6 straight balls. Boy, glad you're not at Texas A&M right now. As for the Blue Sox, nobody on the team pitched as many innings as either Shaw or Cespedes this year, as this is a fly ball into right field, and that is caught for out number 2 by McElroy. But they are a little closer to the modern, at least MLB strategy of, having a lot of high leverage arms that don't, you don't expect 5 or 6 or 7 innings from every one of your starters. So this is chopped right back to O'Rourke with a rainbow toss to first. Petroni is retired, and so are the Expos in the bottom of the third. As for the Blue Sox, to finish my thought, Matt Draper and Chris Wannett were the only Blue Sox pitchers to qualify for the ERA title this year, 36 and third, 30 and third innings. But they ran a lot of different guys this year that all gave them quality outings when they did. But when so much of, the actual workload falls on 2 pitchers in Shaw and Cespedes, that, you hope that doesn't come back to bite you in the end. Because obviously you can't throw them out have them start every game and expect them to go 5 or 6 or 7 every game. Certainly not in the playoffs when you're playing one game right after a game every day, weather permitting, in each series. But even though Draper and Wannett were the only Blue Sox pitchers to qualify for the ERA title this year for the Blue Sox, and the next best was Yammer Pineda at 13 and third, Draper and Wannett combined for 66 and a third innings out of the 160 that the Blue Sox threw. So that's, not even half. It's a little more spread out with more options for the Blue Sox to choose from. Of course, eligibility requirements aside, and there are a number of players who, did pitch this year, or played for the Blue Sox this year, but are not on the playoff roster for one reason or another. We talked about that's strike one taken by Jeff Costello. We talked about, Mitch McCabe playing in Williamsport for the Crosscutters. Hey, Ryan Hannigan, how you doing? And Costello quickly behind 0-2. John Luters and Austin Maisel with injuries alas. But also having, two-way players like Sawatsky and John Carlos Ramirez, and even Jack Beauchene had an RBI in the last game of the season against the East Boston Knights. That'll give some flexibility for who you need to fill what role and when. But Costello is called out on strikes for out number 1 here in the top of the 4th. We are not yet an hour into this ball game. 7:08. In fact, we actually got technically a late start. 7:08, 7:48. We're already 1 out into the top of the 4th. And Ryan Grace getting time before Donovan even throws the first pitch. Again, I'm sure Blue Sox fans would have liked to see from the team a little sooner last night against Shaw to try and get him out of his rhythm when he had retired 10 in a row at one point. Just needed a 9 in a row stretch in the start last Thursday. That's in there for a strike 1-1. Grace popped up to third his first time up. Donovan winds and delivers the 1-1. That's in there for a strike, and the count will be 1-2. Blue Sox have yet to be retired in order this game, but Grace getting into a groove here, despite, Donovan getting into a groove despite the time granted to Grace at the beginning of that bat, and now he swings and misses. Back-to-back Ks to begin the top of the 4th for Matt Donovan. So we'll see if Anderson Jimenez can keep the line moving. He had the only extra base hit last night at Dublin, and he's been on fire as the towards the tail end of the season. Has popped up behind short, backpedaling and making the catch is Ryan Petroni for the out. That retires the side halfway home. Say it with me, still scoreless. We go to the bottom of the fourth. After Ryan Patrone was retired. That comebacker to end the bottom of the third will be Taveras, Batista, and Paulino. 1-0 is the count to Edelson Taveras, who struck out looking his first time up. He fouls that one off for strike one. Now, Ryan O'Rourke is season high in innings pitched this year is 3, and that was a save against the Brighton Braves on July 8th. He is going into his 4th inning of work here, as that swung on and missed for strike 2. The last time he had pitched more than 3 innings in the regular season was June 29th, 2022 against the Melrose Americans. That's strike 3 called. Of course, in 2021, he just absolutely mowed down the competition left and right. 50 innings in 9 games. 5 innings of no-hit ball against the Alabrandies on August 5th, 2021. 14 strikeouts in 6 innings against the Melrose Americans on July 22nd, 2021. Here's Batista, who takes downstairs for ball 1. So Taveras down on strikes for the second time. Batista has the only hit so far in the ball game for the Expos, and now he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Fly ball went into the woods behind us. Count will be 2-1. That's in there for strike 2, 2-2. And Batista granted time before the 2-2. Probably a good idea. O'Rourke's trying to settle into his rhythm again. Swung on. Popped up, right field, late break, but coming in and making the catch is McElroy. 2 down. Here's Paulino to try and keep the line moving. Struck out swinging his first time up. Sounded like a broken bat pop-up into right field, and McElroy still able to track it down. What a job Jake McElroy's been doing in right field tonight defensively. Highlight reel catch earlier in this game. And, those broken bat pop-ups, you don't think they're going to travel as far, but McElroy able to track that one down, and we go to the top of the 5th. Still scoreless. Anderson, Walsh, and Gabarty due up here in the top of the fifth in a game that is still not yet an hour old. And Anderson comes up empty, 0-1. He drew a walk his first time up. Again, gotta call time in these situations to get the pitchers off their rhythm, but sometimes that'll just make them angry. I don't know. Well, that'll find Donovan, flips on to first. One up, one down. Blue Sox have only gotten the leadoff man on in one inning. That was Walsh with a single in the third, and that was quickly erased on the double play, a 1-3 pop-up double play when Dushy was just trying to lay one down to get Dylan into scoring position. Here's Charlie Walsh. Takes strike one. Runs at a premium once again. Why are you shocked? 1-1. Walsh with a fly out to left. His first time up. Still just the one hit tonight, a single for the Expos, along with a Sean Moynihan walk. Donovan with a quick wind and the pitch. Breaking ball is in there for a strike, 2-2, and that looked like it was on a tee for a while there for Charlie, but didn't pull the trigger. Fouled off the other way. Charlie still alive here at 2-2. As again, 2-2. That is down low. Full count. This is something that, again, calling time a little more frequently here that Blue Sox didn't really try to do against Shaw, but Shaw was a little more on point in the strike zone throughout the game. Donovan's been more on point around the strike zone tonight than Shaw was last night, and he gets a foul tip into the catcher's mitt there for strike three, and Walsh is retired. 2 up, 2 down for Dom Gabarty. It's one thing when you saw as many pitches bounce on the way to the plate last night as Shaw threw. Here's a grounder to the third base coach's box, and Rick DeAngelis is completely unfazed. It is strike one. Blue Sox have 2 hits to this point. The double by Leonard and the single by Walsh, plus a couple of walks, but nothing to show for it offensively. Still zeros in the run column for both sides, and now Gabarty is behind 0-2. He flew out to right his first time up, and he swings and misses for strike three. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Dom Gabarty. Easy peasy, 1-2-3-Z for Matt Donovan through 4.5. Still scoreless. Sangenberger, Cloutier, and Castro due up for the Expos here in the bottom of the fifth. Aiden swings the first one and fouls it off. 0-1. Ryan O'Rourke back out there for his fifth inning of work. Sangenberger flew out to right. A phenomenal catch, robbing Sangenberger of extra bases and possibly an inside-the-park home run. His first time up. Jake McElroy doing his job there. 1-1 is the count to the Expos catcher. And a swing and a miss, 1-2. Grounder to the left side. It's a fair ball. Jimenez. And the throw is offline. Off-balance throw by Jimenez, and the pick at first by Grace was unsuccessful. And for the first time tonight, the Expos had the leadoff man aboard, and it couldn't come at a better time. You're the home team. You can get a run here. You can only have 6 defensive outs to get to even this series. Fouled off on the bunt attempt by Cloutier for strike one, but well, Cloutier very well could try to lay one down again. He is a threat to drive one a long way too. Not the biggest home run hitter, but he's a very good hitter regardless. Back pick attempt is not going to be in time, and it's ball one. In fact, the throw actually pulled Grace off the bag, but was able to save from going into right field and back safely without a tag is Sangenberger. O'Rourke delivers a swing and a miss on a changeup, and it is 1-2. So definitely the bunt taken out of the equation now for Cloutier. Going to have to try and put it in place somehow. Or maybe battle back to draw a walk. O'Rourke comes set, and the 1-2. Oh, wow. 2-2. That looked like that was down the pipe, but it was not. 2-2 is the count. I think even Cloutier thought it was strike three. There's strike three. No doubt about that one. One down. Cloutier down on strikes for the second time. Six Ks now for O'Rourke. And here is Castro. Ground out to second his first time. Castro swings and misses. Strike one. Sangenberger at first after the leadoff single. Tough play for both Jimenez and Grace. Grounder to the left side is going to be a tough play to get to. Off balance throw, not nearly in time. Fielder's choice, no error, but it puts the go-ahead run in scoring position for Jose Paulino. Again, with one out. No longer bunt territory. Let's see what Paulino can do here. Swings, hits this one down the line and right. That is a fair ball. Kicks into foul territory. One run scores. Breaks being put on at third, and Dushny eats the throw. It is a RBI single for Paulino, who takes second on the play, and the Expos lead for the first time against the Blue Sox this season. 1-0. Hit them where they ain't. Nothing you can do about that one. Tough break. But now here is Moynihan. And a chance to break it open here for the Expos first baseman, and takes down and in for ball one. Infield comes in here. You have Castro now at Castro at third. Paulino at second. Sangenberger scoring on the bloop single by Paulino, who took second on the throw. And that'll be fouled into the screen for strike one to Moynihan. Again, this is the first time the Expos have led against the Blue Sox all season. Blue Sox led throughout in that, never trailed in that game last Thursday, as that's foul tip into Dushny's mitt for strike two. Of course, there's the 0-0 tie back in June, first game of the season for the Blue Sox, and then last night, 0-0 until the bottom of the eighth when the Blue Sox walked it off. 1-2 the count to Moynihan. Again, the infield in here with two down. And runners at second and third. And, time granted here to Dush, as he's going to go out to the mound and have a conference with O'Rourke. Expos scoring their first run of this series. First time they've led against the Blue Sox all season. Game they got to win. And again, they're the home team here in this game. It's 1-1-1-1-1 as opposed to 2-2-1, which you usually see in best-of-5 series. Fly ball down the first base line. That is a foul ball and a reprieve there for the Blue Sox. Well, if that landed in fair territory, that's 2 runs and possibly Moynihan at second, but they can exhale for now, but Moynihan still at the plate here with a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. First base is open, and I'll throw to first to complete the strikeout, but Grace had to do the splits to do so. Oofa. Oy, this will make you pull your hair out if you're a Blue Sox fan. Some of these, because Dush thought about trying to get the back pick at third. But Moynihan is retired. 7th strikeout now for O'Rourke, and it'll be up to Michael Oliveira. Moynihan now 0 for 1 after walking his first time up. Oliveira with a fly out to right his first time, hits his one to right field, and McElroy's got it on the run for the out that retires the side, but the Expos get the first run of the ball game here on the RBI single by Jose Paulino and lead 1-0 after 5. We go to the top of the 6th. Jeff Barry, to answer your question, if the Blue Sox make it to the finals, absolutely. If the Expos win this series, remains to be seen. But we'll let you know. Anyways, top of the sixth, the Expos take their first lead of the season against the Blue Sox. Lead 1-0. You know, Blue Sox have to play catch-up with only 6 outs to play with. Walsh takes ball 2, 2-0. Action in the Blue Sox bullpen. I have to imagine Ryan O'Rourke's night is done. There are a couple of lefties due up in the bottom of the 6th for the Expos. Excuse me, not 2-1, but 3-0 now to Dylan Walsh. Donovan delivers. That's in there for a strike, 3-1. Walsh with a base hit his last time up. In fact, was the last base hit for the Blue Sox. Fouls this one off the other way, and the count will fill up 3-2. Last base runner for the Blue Sox was Jake McElroy with a walk. And he is due up third in this inning. Donovan with a 3-2. Grounder, fielded at second. No, nothing through the wickets this time. 1 up, 1 down, as Dylan Walsh is now 1 for 2. Just the 2 hits tonight for the Blue Sox. A double by Leonard and the single by Walsh. And no runs so far for the Expos. 3 hits. And the big one being Paulino's RBI single, plating Sangenberger, who hit a tough ground ball and forced an off-balance throw by Jimenez and a tough pick at first. It was unsuccessful by Grace, and he eventually came around to score the lone run of this ball game so far. 1-0 is the count to Max Dushny. Tried to lay down a bunt his first time up and ended up popping into a 1-3 double play. He's ahead now 2-0 though. Dush and then McElroy. If either of them get on, Ben Leonard. Dush down the line into the corner. That is a foul ball. 2-1 is the count. Remember, that's a very short porch in left field compared to right field. Right-handed batters at an advantage in this park. They want to go ranch, but 2-1 now to Dush after the foul ball, just a bit too far out in front of that one. Pops this one up into shallow right center field, and that is going to get down for a base hit. First base hit for the Blue Sox since Dylan Walsh's single 3 innings ago. Tying run at first. The lineup turns over for McElroy, who was the last base runner for the Blue Sox before Dush's single just now. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to center and a walk. Action also warming for the Expos in case things get a little too hot for Donovan to handle, but he gets strike 1 here against the Blue Sox leadoff man, Jake McElroy. He's played a fine game defensively tonight and also has a walk and now try to come up with a big hit. Up and in for a ball. The count will be 1-1. Dush is not a guy you can pinch run for really in this situation. You'll love his defense. You love the way he conducts himself behind the plate. 2-1. Sure, you would like to get a speedster out there and try and cause some havoc, but sometimes just too important. It's not like, Dush is a snail or anything. Just catchers are often the ones who get pinch run for in these situations, and especially at the bottom of the order. But Dush's patience, too, at the plate. Mentioned he had a 500 OBP on the regular season, despite an average just above 200. But McElroy, after the swing and miss, even the count 2-2. Chopper foul. Again, Rick DeAngelis on phase, standing outside the third base coach's box as that foul ball comes towards him. Dushney was 2 of 2 in stolen base attempts this year, for what it's worth. Oh, 3-2. We saw a similar pitch last half inning to Moynihan. Moynihan ended up swinging and missing on the next pitch. We'll see if Donovan will be as fortunate as O'Rourke was there. Nope, ball 4, and it's 1st and 2nd. McElroy picks up a second walk, and here is Ben Leonard. Leonard reached on an error in the bottom of the 8th last night and then came around to score the game's only run on the walk-off by Dush. Is it Leonard's turn to return the favor to Dush and bring him home to tie this game? McElroy standing at first representing the go-ahead run. And a spin back to second, and Dush is not going to have to worry about a throw there. Leonard 1 for 2, a double and a ground out to short. Takes low, ball 1. Well, Julian Alvarez was penciled into this game, the starting lineup in the 3 spot in the DH as a DH. Scratch from the lineup for Costa. Oh, wow. 1-1. Scratch from the lineup in favor of Costello, but now Alvarez is in the on-deck circle. And after that strike call, gets a little mojo back in the Expos. Here's a fly ball deep into center field. Remember, it's like the Polo Grounds out there. It's caught. Dushney tags, heads for third, and the throw is going to be cut off, so it'll be runners at the corners with 2 down, and here comes Jules to pinch hit for Jeff Costello. So Leonard with a fly ball to center, Dush gets to third, and Brandon Anderson coming out to the mound for a conference. Not sure if this also means a change here. I mean, in terms of handedness, you got the righty-righty matchup, of course, right now, but how are they going to approach this situation? You got Dush at third, and McElroy at first, and Alvarez coming to the plate. McElroy was 2 of 3 in stolen base attempts this season. Alvarez, 235 hitter in the regular season with 1 homer and 12 RBIs. In his career with the Blue Sox in the postseason, 290, 367, 397 with 5 doubles, 3 homers, and 15 RBIs, including 6 in 2021. And had a home run and 3 RBIs in a game against the Expos, the championship series in 2021. It's down away for ball 1. In the bottom of the 6th, the Expos will have Petroni, Taveras, and Batista, the top 3 in their lineup, due up. Dushney at third. McElroy at first. 2-0 with Ryan Grace due up next. Taken for a strike, and the count will be 2-1. In this situation for Alvarez, it's a one pitch, one spot. If you don't get it, you take it. Still ahead, though, 2-1. 3-1. Again, Grace due up next. Alvarez waiting for the 3-1 from Donovan. Grounder to the right side. Alvarez stumbles out of the box. They get the force at second. Anyways, for the out that retires the side. And the Blue Sox lead the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at first as we go to the bottom of the sixth, and the Expos still leading 1-0. Well, you were wrong again, Ernie. Brian O'Rourke is back out there for the bottom of the sixth, but with the lefties he's got to face, I guess, with a couple of righties in the bullpen, Luke Deschanel and Jack Beauchene, does make sense to at least start this inning with the lefties. The lefty-on-lefty match. Oh, we got Taveras, Paulino, but I don't know. I got that out of order, my mistake. But anyways, Petrone is going to lead things off and take strike one. Well, sometimes you got to trust your veterans, right? Might be a different story if it was 2-0 or 3-0 Expos, but I think at that point we might have seen O'Rourke taken out sooner. Now, no time for speculation. It's time for action, and Petrone already 0 for 2 tonight, now behind 0-2 in this at-bat, and that'll be high for ball one. Jose Paulino's RBI single in the bottom of the fifth is the difference in this game right now. We're in the bottom of the sixth. We were already well into the fifth inning before we had gotten to the hour mark. Started at 7:08, out 118. Matt Karras is watching somewhere going, amateurs. How you doing, Matty? 2-2. Fouled off. This is the Blue Sox 120th playoff game since 2006. They are 85-34. Last time they played a 1-0 playoff game is they lost to Middlesex in the finals in 2022 on August 10th as that bounced off of Dush's glove. The count will fill from 0-2 to 3-2. The last 1-0 win for the Blue Sox in the playoffs was August 14th, 2019 against the Chiefs. 3-2 all-time and 1-0 playoff games. And all 3 wins have come in the semis, and both losses were in the finals. A foul ball here will keep the at-bat alive for Petroni. Of course, a stat that my father lauds me for my ability to find really obscure baseball stats, but this one is all on Bruce. Blue Sox are now 15-6 on Tuesdays in the ICL playoffs since 2006. Have won 11 straight, but Ryan O'Rourke walks Petroni to begin the bottom of the 6th as the Expos search for some insurance here. Try and even this series. Blue Sox, every win they get and every rainout they might avoid, is that a ball? All right, 1-0. Tavares able to pull back in time. He struck out looking both times. On Wednesdays in the playoffs, the Blue Sox are 12-8, and it is 2-0. I know you got the lefty. I know you got an insurance run at first with nobody out late, but Tavares can hit too. So we'll see if the green light is here, if he's going to keep trying to bunt. He is going to square. He pops it up, and is that a catch is the question. Yes, it is for O'Rourke. Did a barrel roll in front of the mound to secure it. That allowed Petroni to get back to the bag without risking a double play. 1 down. Laying it all on the line is Ryan O'Rourke. And now here is John Batista, the power-hitting righty against the lefty with a short porch. Action, we want action. We're about to find out. 1 for 2 is Batista. Single and a fly out to right. 1-0. Petroni getting his lead off of first. Throw back to first, and not in time. Grace able to keep the ball in front of him there. Beauchene and Deschanel again warming for the Blue Sox. Here's a grounder. O'Rourke has it, fires to second for 1. On to first! Not in time. Pulled Grace off the bag. So 1-4, I believe, was fielder's choice. And Batista reaches. Petroni is out. 2 down, still a runner at first. Rhino's going to have to check himself for rug burns after this game with his artificial turf, especially just the plays he had to make this inning. Here's Paulino. Swings at the first pitch, pops it into foul territory, down the line, and that is going to land for a strike. 0-1. In the top of the 7th, the Blue Sox will have 4, 5, and 6 due up. Grace, Jimenez, and Anderson. Will they be facing Donovan or someone else is the question. O'Rourke comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Blue Sox, after last night's win, are now 6-4 since 2006 in extra inning playoff games, and that was their first one since that 10 inning marathon against the then Reading Bulldogs in 2017. Game 3 of the championship series was won 2-1 to clinch the ship. Just high for a ball. And since 2006, in the playoffs. The Blue Sox are 52-16 as the home team, 33-18 as the visiting team, and 75-31 at night. 1-2. Popped up into right field. Is it going to be McElroy? Yes. Side is retired. We go to the top of the 7th. Closing time for the Expos. The Blue Sox need one to prolong this game. Strap in. The thrilling conclusion next. Donovan out there to finish what he started. 4, 5, and 6 in the Blue Sox order coming up. Grace, Jimenez, and Anderson, who are a combined 0 for 5 with a walk. Only 3 hits tonight for the Blue Sox. Grace 0 for 2 with a pop-up to third and a strikeout. Swings at the first one. Fouls it off for strike 1. 0-1. One and one, down and away to Grace. Also outside, 2-1. 3-1. Blue Sox had 4 hits last night. Just the 1 run. That was enough. The Expos tonight, 3 hits, but just the 1 run. Will that be enough? Right now, though, a 5-pitch walk to Grace puts the tying run aboard. A rare instance tonight of the Blue Sox getting the leadoff man on, Anderson Jimenez. And we're going to hold up for a moment as we're going to have a pinch runner at first, and it's going to be Bosland pinch running for Ryan Grace. So Boz running for Grace here, representing the tying run, and here is Jimenez. 0 for 2 with a pop-up to second, and a pop-up to short quickly. A check on Boz, and he's back safely. Jimenez is going to square, pulls back, and it's a strike. And bluffing the throw to first is Sangenberger. 0-1 is the count to Jimenez. And another pickoff attempt. Boz himself is a first baseman. But I mean, if you pick off a pinch runner, that can be as demoralizing as anything, especially in a playoff game. Jimenez fouls off the bunt attempt. It's 0-2. And now he's got to swing the bat. But if you've seen what he's done in the last several games of the regular season, really turned up his offensive production, you like your chance if you're a Blue Sox fan. Let's see what happens here on 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew the fastball by him. I don't think Jimenez was ready for a fastball on 0-2, but alas, one down, and here is Nick Anderson, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a comebacker to Donovan. Donovan looks at first, now comes set, and comes home with it. Ball 1. Sangenberger was ready to pop and fire to second, but no threat there at first by Boz. 1-0 with 1 out. A tying run at first for the Blue Sox best offensive player. Strike 1. Cutting to the inside corner against the lefty Anderson. And the count is 1-1. Another throw back to first, but no tag applied. Wow, Boslin drawing a lot of attention, that's for sure. He runs, pitches a ball, throw down to second is not in time. Boslin with the stolen base, and now he's in scoring position, representing the tying run, a 2-1 count to Nick Anderson. Boslin is public enemy number 1 as far as the Expos are concerned right now. 2-1 to Anderson. Fouled off. The count evens at 2. Grace drawing the 5-pitch walk. Well, it's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 pickoff attempts, something like that on Boslin before he finally steals second. But now 2-2 to Nick. Grounder, foul. Come on, Borja. Borja Jones Barros Salute over there in the first base coach's box. PFP, man. All right, 2-2 the count. Still to Anderson. Charlie Walsh due up next. Donovan delivers. Fouled off again. You need these long battles in a playoff game. Try and wear down the pitcher late in the game and try and break things open. But Shaw got out of some tough spots last night. Donovan has got out of some tough spots tonight. Fouled out of play again. Everyone, just about everyone, the Blue Sox dugout standing. Guys up against the fence in the Expos dugout as well. Some fans around here, right up against the fence themselves. 2-2. Here it is. Fouled off again. Cinema. 2-2. Donovan comes set. Looks at second. And delivers. He got him with the off speed. 2 down. Donovan 1 out away from evening this series. It would be 1-1 in the win column and 1-1 in the score column. Can you get any more evenly matched than that? Walsh 0 for 2 tonight. Take strike one. Fly out to left and a strikeout swinging for Charlie. Boslin still at second after pinch running for Grace. And then the stolen base. Swing and a miss, and the Blue Sox down to their final strike of game 2. Donovan trying to finish what he started. 0-2. Looks at second and will spin back towards second and force Bos to retreat. A long battle by Anderson, but eventually succumbed to the K. 0-2. Oh, just high for ball one. Thought the umpire was about to ring him up. It was right at the very top edge, but we play on. 1-2. Grounder to first. Swallowed up there. This series is tied. Expos win 1-0, and this series and the run column is even at 1 apiece. Matt Donovan gets a complete game win. Ryan O'Rourke takes the L. Jose Paulino's RBI single is the difference. Matt Donovan, a complete game effort, allowing just 3 hits and 6 strikeouts. Game 3 tomorrow night. LHS, East Boston, Minuteman. Right now it's scheduled for LHS. Of course, the forecast this week, there's been a chance of rain every day. We'll see how it shakes out. Check intercityleaguebaseball.com for all the updates. Thanks for watching this presentation of Lexington Blue Sox Baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow and support the Blue Sox in the Intercity League all season long on the Burb, the Book, the Gram, and on intercityleaguebaseball.com. We'll see you fine folks tomorrow night, we think, 8 p.m., first pitch, we think, at Lexington High School, we think. Game 3 between the Lexington Blue Sox and the Middlesex Expos in this best-of-5 Intercity League semifinals. Once again, the final score from Minuteman Tech in Lexington, Mass. It is the Middlesex Expos 1 and the Lexington Blue Sox 0. This best-of-5 semifinals is even at a game apiece. For all my righty friends here at Minuteman, my name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Kate.